Something I struggled with for years was smoking cigarettes. It wasn't every day. I wasn't a pack a day guy, but every Friday night I'd go out, I'd grab a couple drinks, and by my second drink, I was outside bumming a cigarette. And Saturday would be the same thing. And every Sunday morning, I'd wake up feeling disgusting, swearing to myself that this was going to be the last time. And still, by the following Friday, I was right back there again. And if you've ever had a habit like that that you can't shake, cigarettes, porn, weed, alcohol, junk food, you know what I'm talking about here. You swear you're done, and then the same loop pulls you back in. This video isn't really about cigarettes. It's about how I finally broke through that loop and what it taught me about mental clarity. So here's what it looked like for me. Friday night, I'd promise myself that I wasn't going to smoke. And then second drink in, the craving would hit. I'd wrestle with it for a little bit, then eventually cave, bum a cigarette, and then I'd punish myself by giving the guy $1 like I was paying a tax for failing. And then Sunday, guilt, Monday, regret, Wednesday, feeling normal again, Friday, back at the bar, back in the loop. And it felt like hitting a brick wall. The wall's too high to climb over, too wide to go around, too deep to dig under it. Just me standing there, smashing my head against it week after week. And that's what these habits feel like, right? Like a wall you just can't get through. What finally broke it for me was I realized that the real problem wasn't actually cigarettes. It was what I was prioritizing when I went out. So the thing was, I was going out to drink, music, friends, get a buzz, and that was the focus, but I wasn't actually doing the thing that I wanted to do most, which was talk to women. So I reframed it. I told myself when I go out, my purpose is to connect, but specifically with women, not to drink. And with that shift, I stopped drinking when I went out. And the second I stopped drinking, the urge to smoke cigarettes disappeared. So it wasn't willpower, it was clarity. That experience taught me something that I've seen again and again, which is cigarettes were a wall. Alcohol was a wall. Weed was a wall. Porn was a wall. Ego, this constant need to protect my self-image, another wall. And with every wall, the answer wasn't to run from it. It was to stand there, study it, and figure out what's really holding me back. Because sometimes the wall isn't what it looks like. Cigarettes weren't the wall, drinking was. And under that, my priorities. So the big takeaway here, if you're stuck in a loop with some habit, don't just bang your head against the wall. Stop, look closer. Ask, what am I actually prioritizing here? Because often clarity isn't about trying harder. It's about seeing what's really driving that loop. That was cigarettes for me. I haven't smoked in over a decade now, I'm proud to say, but I'll never forget that feeling of hitting the wall over and over. If you've struggled with something like that, cigarettes, weed, alcohol, porn, drop it in the comments because I'd like to know, what your wall has been. And if you're still in front of it or if you've broken through. And if this resonated, let me know. I'll share more of my personal stories from my own journey. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.